He mentioned, I came from the city of Cedar Rapids in the state of Iowa, right in the middle of the USA. And my cousin is my partner on this trip. Actually, I'm his partner. He started the trip with a dream to fly around the world. And so that we're very clear, my name is John, John, and the last name is Ockenfels, and it's spelled Ockenfels. Peter is Peter. His last name is Teahen, and that's spelled Teahen. So Peter was unfortunately in the hospital in Goa for the last couple days. He had severe dehydration and some other issues, and he was released this morning, and he's on his way here now. So we'll see him later on this evening. He'll be joining us. As we continue this discussion, Peter's dream was to fly the airplane. He asked me to join him, and that was in 2018. And we started putting everything together. We decided that it was our dream to fly the airplane around the world, but it should mean something. Peter and I are both in Rotary. We both have a passion for polio eradication, and so we decided to use this trip to bring awareness to people around the world of the necessity to continue to eradicate polio by vaccinating kids. So we've partnered with our home districts in Rotary and Rotary International to support the Rotary Foundation, and they're the ones that actually supply the money to do all the vaccinations that Rotary is part of. Rotary doesn't do this alone. Rotary is partnered with the World Health Organization and with UNICEF and with several other very important non-government entities, so that with their combined efforts, they can get to everybody around the world. Now, it was mentioned that Afghanistan and Pakistan still have polio. They are the last two countries in the world that have endemic polio. But the unfortunate part about all this is until all polio is gone from everywhere in every area of the world, polio can come back. It's extremely critical that we continue to vaccinate kids to ensure that polio stops. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. And we really believe that within the next couple of years, we will see an end to polio as it stands today as a live virus. There used to be 3 polio viruses. 2 were eliminated in the last 5 years. There's 1 left, and it should be gone soon. And after that last case of polio, they need to go 3 years of testing and documentation to ensure that it's gone. And then once we can say that we've gone 3 years with no cases of polio anywhere in the world, then we can have a very, very big celebration, because it will truly be gone. The only other disease that mankind has eliminated is smallpox. This will be the 2nd time. As far as the trip, we started off in Iowa. We went up through Canada. We're flying a single-engine Cessna T210 airplane. It's a 6-passenger airplane. We've taken the back 4 seats out and replaced that with a great big rubber bladder to hold gasoline. Well, the biggest challenge we face on this trip is finding aviation gasoline. Most of the countries around this part of the world have switched over. They're using turbine engines and jet fuel. And so we have to actually ship our gasoline, such as our airplane is sitting in Nagpur right now, because they did not have the gasoline when we got there. So we left the airplane there, and we're flying Indigo around India as we make these stops right now. We're going back to Nagpur after we leave Sri Lanka, and 2 days after that we'll continue our trip going to Thailand and then down to Kuala Lumpur and Bali. We're going to make 3 stops in Australia, and then we're going to go up the Pacific Island chains all the way to Hawaii, and then we'll make that last really, really big jump from Hawaii to California. That trip is 2,500 miles, and once we leave Hawaii, there is no place to stop There are no diversions, and we will carry 280 gallons of gasoline in the airplane that normally carries 90 gallons, and we will have enough gas to fly for 19 hours. The trip will take 16 hours to go from Hawaii to California. That's our biggest challenge flying-wise on this trip. So, again, the reason for the trip, the most important reason we're here, is to help countries around the world bring awareness to the necessity of battling polio. And all of the money that is raised, every dime of the trip, goes to the Rotary Foundation. We do not get any money for flying the airplane or for the gas or maintenance. Because this started off as a personal trip, it remains our responsibility to pay all the costs of the trip. Now, we are very fortunate in that a number of Rotary clubs and districts have volunteered to help us with the locations, with hotel rooms, with some of our food, and especially here in India. That has been very, very good, and these clubs have been phenomenal. So, but that's Rotary. Rotary is a worldwide partnership of 1.4 million people. So everywhere we go, we talk to Rotarians. Everywhere we go, we're guaranteed our safety and security for us in the airplane, including in Pakistan. So that's it. I'll open it up to any questions that you may have. I hope that was enough.
So it will be announced by the central government. There's a national polio committee, and in consultation with them, the medical fraternity fixed the dates. With respect to the awareness programs, even in India, we tried hard. The Rotarians have worked overtime to bring the awareness. There are a lot of small pockets of people who still feel any vaccine is always not good for the health. And so we continue to do the demonstration of our activities. We continue to create more awareness for them. And if they ask, we explain to them that no child is safe until the last child is immunized. So this concept continuously, because that stigma is there in our system also at some point of time. But we try to continuously eradicate that stigma first before we get onto the vaccine process. This is going to be the success. Where Rotary International wanted to create the polio as a worldwide program in 1987, and they thought it's going to cost them only about $5 billion, and they will finish it in 2005. But you imagine how much it took. Whole world never ever thought India will be polio free. Polio will never be eradicated in India. That was the impression of the worldwide population, worldwide Rotarians also felt. Because India is a very vast country, different beliefs, different faith, different cultures, different way of doing things, and it's a highly democratic country. So all this is all making us to be more tough, to bring in something. But I can tell you, this country has reacted and acted upon the request of the government organizations, NGOs, and Rotary, of course, to bring children and then get immunized. In 1213, India has become totally polio-free, and we ended polio. But there could be a question, why we do it continuously here? Only Pakistan and Afghanistan are the countries where it is affected. But if we don't do that, we are not going to be safe. The polio is just a train distance away. In Gujarat, certain part of Gujarat, the Afghanistan and the Pakistan borders are there. It's just a train distance away for us to get in Chennai. So until those two regions which are affected, continuously we immunize every year. And 3 years, the documentation and the proofs are going to say that, yes, that areas are, taken care and protected. Only then we can be complacent about it. With respect to the funding pattern, Rotary always, right from beginning in 1987, Rotary has been funding to get the polio vaccine. The government organization and infrastructure of the country was helping us to distribute the vaccine and then to administer it. We continue to do that. The Rotarians, not just in India, around the world, is supporting the polio vaccine purchase through the Rotary International and of course through the government organization. And we are supporting the governments to buy that. So we continue to work on those aspects.
இந்த வருடம் இந்த சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா இந்த வேக்சின் இந்தியாவுக்கு வர வேக்சின் மாறி இருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால அது அந்த வேக்சின் தான் வேணும்னு அவங்க ரொம்ப வற்புறுத்தி WHO வந்து இப்போ அந்த வேக்சின் வந்து இந்தியாவுக்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. மற்ற வடநாட்டுக்கெல்லாம் அதை கொடுத்துட்டு வராங்க, இந்திய நாட்டுக்கு இன்னும் கொடுக்காம இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதனால இந்த வருஷம் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இன்னும் இந்த சதர்ன் ஸ்டேட்ஸுக்கெல்லாம் இன்னும் வேக்சின் போடலை, போலியோ வேக்சின் போடலை இன்னும். பட் நீங்க இந்த நார்த், வெஸ்ட், ஈஸ்ட் எது வந்து பாகிஸ்தான் அந்த சைடு க்ளோஸா இருக்கோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அந்த சைடு போடுவோம். ஏன்னா ஸ்டாக் லிமிட்டடா வந்து தொட்டு அந்த சைடு இப்படி தான் போட்டிருக்காங்க. போடணும்னு ஒரு டேட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி இப்போ வர 22ஆம் தேதி போட போறாங்க. பட் சவுத்துக்கு வந்து இன்னும் டேட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணல. மேபி ஜூலை இல்லை ஆகஸ்ட்ல வந்து ஸ்டாக் வர அது அலாட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ அதுதான் ஒரு வேரியேஷன். இப்போ இந்த புது வேக்சின் ஒரு வேரியன்ட் வருது, அந்த வேரியன்ட் தான் இப்போ போட போறாங்க. இதுதான் போலியோல இப்போ புதுசா நடக்கிற ஒரு விஷயம். பட் இவரோட சிறப்பு அம்சம் என்னன்னா, இப்ப இவர் வந்து அந்த நாட்டுல இருந்து வந்து நம்ம நாட்டுல வந்து ஒரு பிளேனை வந்து யாராவது ஒரு தனி நபர் வந்து பறந்து இங்க வர்றது என்ன நம்ம ஊர்ல வந்து ஒரு 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 ஹாபியா பண்றது வந்து ஒரு ஒரு சாதாரண விஷயம் கிடையாது. பட் அவங்க நாட்டுல அமெரிக்கால வந்து ஹாபியா அதை பண்றது ஒரு சாதாரண விஷயம். ஸோ ரோட்டரியில வந்து ஃபெலோஷிப் ஆஃப் ஃப்ளையிங் ரொட்டேரியன்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ அவர் வந்து அதுல ஒரு மெம்பர். ஸோ அவரும் அவரோட கசினும் சேர்ந்து 2 பேரும் வந்து அந்த நாட்டுல இருந்து போலியோ என்ற இந்த இந்த கொடூர நோய்க்காக ஒரு காசு எடுத்துக்கிட்டு உலகத்துல அங்கிருந்து அமெரிக்கால இருந்து பறந்து அயோவால இருந்து பறந்து அவரு நாடு நாடா போய் அவரு போலியோ வந்து விழிப்புணர்வு பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. மேலும் வந்து நம்ம நாட்டுல வந்து இப்ப இந்த 4 ஊரை தாண்டி இருக்காரு. அவரு லேண்ட் பண்ணது நாக்பூர்ல. அந்த ஃபியூவல் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்க தொட்டு அந்த டைப் ஆஃப் ஃபியூவல் இல்லாத தொட்டு நாக்பூர்ல வச்சுட்டு பெல்காம் போனாரு. பெல்காம்ல இருந்து கோவா போயிட்டு கோவால இருந்து இப்ப சென்னைக்கு வந்திருக்காரு. ஸோ இங்க இருந்து ஸ்ரீலங்கா வர போறாரு, திருப்பி கண்டினியூ பண்றாரு. பட் அவரோட வயது வந்து 70 வயது. பட் 70 வயதுலயும் அதே என்னது நீங்க ஒரு தனியா யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. ஒரு சிங்கிள் இன்ஜின் ஏர்கிராப்ட் வச்சுக்கிட்டு உலகம் முழுவதும் சுத்தி வருது ஒரு சாதாரண விஷயமே கிடையாது. அண்ட் நேற்றும் இதே மாதிரி வந்து ரொம்ப ஆக்டிவா பேசுறாரு, இன்னைக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்காரு. அதனால இது ஒரு எங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இந்த மாதிரி நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பாக்குறோம். நாங்க இப்ப நாங்க ஒரு 4 பேர் இங்க இருக்கோம், எல்லாம் 40 வருஷமா ரோட்டரியில இருக்கோம். யாருமே நாங்க இந்த மாதிரி பார்த்தது கிடையாது. ஸோ அது ஒரு ரொம்ப உன்னதமான ஒரு விஷயம் இதுதான்.
Rotary International District 3232 is very happy to host Rotarian past Governor John from Iowa, from District 6000 from the USA. And he and his colleague, another Rotarian called Peter, both of them have been flying around in a Cessna aircraft from Iowa, and they're going up to Australia and then going back to the US, creating awareness for polio eradication. They've been going around in the world, from US to the Europe, and then to Middle East, and mainly to Pakistan, where we have got still 5 cases. In 1 cases in Pakistan and 4 cases in Afghanistan. So they have been to Karachi, propagate the importance of the polio vaccine process. And then in India, they have been traveling today. And Rotary International has spent more than $20 billion so far, directly and indirectly, on polio eradication from 1987. And we have made the world without polio in most of the places. And 20 million children have been saved with the effort of the Rotarians all around the world from 1987. Past District Governor John is a great personality, advocacy. He's an advocate for polio eradication across the world, and he has been responsible for conducting various awareness programs both in North America and in Europe. And this time he has come to the Asia side. And I owe to Dr. Past Governor John.